everyone, welcome to another video. Today we got the Evangelion collaboration event you can not evade. But before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like or comment. It helps me figure out what kind of videos you'd like to see so I can make more of those for you. So let's get into this collaboration event. Let's go. Super excited. Master, look over there. That must be what ink, I don't know how to say that, was talking about. Over where Neon is pointing, a massive object is floating in the sky. Damn, that looks ominous as hell. Get close to it? Negative. There's some kind of invisible barrier around it. No one's able to even approach it, let alone attempt to attack it. You think it's similar to the shield we saw on the gatekeeper before? Sure. I guess there's a similar purpose, but it differs slightly. The gatekeeper's shield entirely deflected any incoming attacks. This one creates an octagonal wave upon contact, my bad. While neither of the shield can be penetrated, this one is somewhat different, and that contact can be made. B. Guess that means it's not the gatekeeper. I guess that means it's not the gatekeeper, but is that what you just said? Right. Listening to Rappy's explanation, I recall our mission briefly. The hours earlier. An emergency? That was supposed to be an emergency? That sounded like someone like blowing into a horn or something. Commander, we got a request for backup coming in from the Ark. Oh, so you're an Nikke? I don't know. You know, stop saying, making me say the same Ink, I don't know. A large entity is approaching the Ark. Sure. It is exhibiting energy patterns which are different from a regular rapture. According to our analysis, the patterns most closely resemble D-waves. The squadron has been deployed up on the surface, but you are being tasked with another mission. We have also identified 4 entities nearby emitting similar wave patterns. They look like humans, and thus we have determined they might be experiencing the same phenomenon as the other D-wave beings you have previously encountered. Given that the counters have the most experience with D-wave entities, we are assigning you to the search and rescue mission. Report to the surface as soon as you can. Roger. Present time. Commander, we've arrived at the coordinate. Stop making me say his name. He provided. They should be right here, shouldn't they? Based on. Say don't. They're like, oh, here's some more. Here's some more. Based on each scan, yes. I wonder what type of beings they are this time. And my cat is a move. I'm just hoping they're capable of taking down that giant floating object. We slowly scan the area for any beings from another world. Commander, over there. Off in the distance. 3 girls in unfamiliar suits and a woman in a red jacket are visible. Dude, I've never seen anything like it. Do you think that's them? I think so. Should we approach? Yes, let's go. I'll take the lead. Then he's in front. We slowly approach the strangers in unfamiliar suits. There's so many people to voice help. Unable to connect with Nerve headquarters. Outside communication range already. What's going on here? Where are we? And that thing floating there. Is that an angel? Excuse me. Who goes there? What? This might sound crazy, but I'm guessing you all don't know where you are? You've encountered quite a few people in your position before. I presume you're all from a different world. Haha, it's guy. Cree! Coming from that massive object. They go Cree. Other eyes and ears are drawn to the massive roar. You see the mysterious object begin to gather light. It's gathering energy. Everyone get down. Immediately, after everyone drops to the ground, a massive beam shoots out in a straight line, decimating the ground underneath it. Bing! Commander, are you okay? Oh, what the? The ground is just gone. How powerful is that thing? Incredible firepower. How would you care about firepower at a time like this? That shot. It was directed towards the Ark. What? Was it aiming for the Ark? Would that be the sixth angel? Its shape is somewhat similar. But if you look carefully, there are many differences in its appearance. So we're not even sure if this is an angel. This doesn't bode well. You guys know what that thing is? Huh? Are you talking to us? Well, we're familiar with something that's similar to it, but we're not sure if it's the exact same thing. Commander, things are quiet now, but we don't know when the next attack could occur. I suggest we head back to the Ark. Were you able to establish contact with them? Not yet. All communications have been down since the recent bombardment. Alright, let's head back. Roger. It's not safe for us to be out here talking in the open. How will you all come back to the Ark with us? We don't have much to go on in terms of trusting you. And the fact we're apparently in another world is somewhat disconcerting. I love how they just take it as a fact. They're like, oh, we're in another world? Oh, well, alright. Not to mention that anything is better than standing here aimlessly in front of such a dangerous entity. Lead the way. Mine's gonna be part of it too. Touch to continue. It's like a video game, like a console, like old console game, like tap to continue, you know. Oh, it's another one of these. I love these. I do these. So it's gonna be part of like the school. So that's what. So maybe that's why they had the school event first, so they would like tie them together, you know. I'll do all this other stuff later. For now, this story. And it still has colorless. Not colorless. Actually, it's like it had colorless and the other one I forget. But whatever. Let's start event to sound only. Oh, that event's gonna be interesting. it looks so interesting. I like it. Anyway. I said fire, so I put more fire in there. After returning to the Ark, we introduce ourselves to the visitors from another world. So this place is called the Ark, and it's humanity's last refuge. You're the commander in the central government's army. And these are the members of your squad. That's right. You said you belong to an organization called NERV. Correct. We're also fighting to keep mankind alive. However, this is the first time I've heard about any of this. A vast underground city dubbed the Ark. Humanity being threatened by mechanical creatures called raptures. the existence of these beings called Nikkes. And that's understandable, considering our worlds are different. Another world. And that's the part I'm having the most trouble accepting. A different world. Pretty interesting. You're not pulling our leg, are you? It is all too outlandish to be true. We're not lying. Anise, Neon, and I are not human. We're Nikkes. We are humanoid weapons designed for fighting raptors. Humanoid weapons? You're not human? That's right. Except for our brains, our bodies are entirely mechanical. But you look so human. Yeah, totally lifelike. Amazing. Not quite sure what to say. Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing being in a spotlight like this. Dang. It's starting to feel like we really are in another world. This is insane. What about Ikari? Is he not here? You're right. What about Shinji? Who? Shinji, a boy around the same age as Rhea and Asuka. Have you seen him? Nope. We scanned the area around the Ark, but we didn't see anyone else besides you all. Yeah, just conveniently, the only guy is that yeet. If someone else had come along with you, they would have been nearby. I see. I guess Shinji didn't tag along. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. It's a good thing, believe me. That idiot. What's he thinking going it alone at a time like this? Ikari. Fine. Let's assume that we are in fact in another world. The question is, how do we get back? Huh? The first thing you asked us was if we had come from another world. That tells me you've met others like us who aren't from your planet, right? Wow, you're sharp. Correct. We have. Then I assume you know how to get back as well. If our past experiences are anything to go on, you need to defeat the massive object up on the surface. Of course, of course. If you do that, you should be able to return to your world. That's how it be. Sounds cool. Ooh. I am on auto, my bad. I didn't know if they had the opening song. Oh, that's all the extra stuff is like throwing me off. I'm like, whoa. That's what says main target. Instead of boss. Boss. Massive object? You mean nothing that looked like the sixth angel? We're not entirely sure what you mean by angel, but if you're referring to that entity we saw on the surface, then yes. There are angels here too? Again, we're not familiar with this angel you speak of. I suspect that massive object might be some... something Gatekeeper created after seeing those angels from your world. You keep mentioning the word Gatekeeper. What is that? It's a special entity which can manifest living and non-living organisms from other dimensions. Rappy begins to tell our interdimensional visitors about Gatekeeper's powers. My memory is a bit foggy. I'll listen to her explanation. I already know about the Gatekeeper. I might wonder for a few minutes. Well, I'll do the first one in case people don't know. In our world, a previously unseen entity with the code name Gatekeeper was discovered. This entity emits energy waves which resemble those seen during sleep. We refer to these as D waves. At the same time, individuals like yourself, seemingly from different worlds, began materializing. Further investigations uncovered that these people also emitted D-wave energy. We also came to realize that these people were intimately connected with Gatekeeper. Upon further research into the D-wave and Gatekeeper, we were able to decode its database. The database revealed a diverse record of various beings, ranging from the familiar, like raptures, to the fantastical wizards, knights, dragons, time-freezing devices, soul synthesizers, and interstellar ballistic missiles. I love how this is a thing, though. We discovered Gatekeeper could summon anything within this database, either familiar or fantastical. Summon. For lack of a better word, yes. Gatekeeper uses D-wave energy to search through its database and conjure both you and that massive object, which we refer to as an angel, into our world. So this Gatekeeper summoned all of us? And that thing we all saw on the surface without my consent? Correct. The fact that you are unfamiliar with the basic concepts of our world, such as Nikke's and raptures, and that you are emitting D-wave energy are the two most telling signs. The energy is coming out from our bodies? I can't believe this, but I guess I have no choice. It did all this without consulting us. That's what she's worried about. This is all fascinating, but I think I'm getting a headache from all this information overload. Yeah, me too. Is there somewhere we can rest for a while? We're all pretty exhausted. Okay, you can rest. You can all rest for a bit, and we'll talk after. Okay, you all can rest for a bit, and we'll talk after. We appreciate it. Here, let me take you to our dorms. Thank you. It's pew pew time. I can buy them. It is. I was about to let it go and then it's gone. Kaboom! Tell me about the people from another world. Are they cooperative? They seem somewhat discombobulated. I can imagine. Being transported to another world is something unfathomable to most people. We decided to let them rest up and resume talking afterwards. That's a good idea. Let's give it some time and see. Besides, they're not the most... They're not the most pressing issue at the moment. Oh, besides, they're not the most pressing issue at the moment. That massive object is. Correct. That massive beam which shot out from that entity severely damaged the area of the surface directly above the arc. The higher-ups have taken to calling in the Ultra Beam. It's caused quite a commotion among their ranks, considering it wasn't rapture-based, and instead was an attack we could not identify. The only bit of good news is that it's been quiet since that initial attack. That's given our engineers time to focus on repairing areas of the surface that were damaged. Meanwhile, we're assembling our finest soldiers in preparation for an all-out assault on the massive object. What's the likelihood of success? hard to say. But things aren't looking good. That massive barrier surrounding it, which we're referring to as an anti-field, prevents anyone from even approaching it, let alone attacking it. See. While we try and resolve the situation, I want you to keep doing what you've been doing and give our otherworldly visitors the royal treatment. In the event we come to require their assistance, we want them on our side. Understood. I was charging. Something target. Dang. Just like the button. These later. Give me a roll call. Here. All heard. The situation isn't looking good. We've been attempting to breach that massive object ever since it appeared. But perhaps, unsurprisingly, we have been unable to penetrate the anti-field. Each of the big three have dispatched their finest squads, but progress has remained at a standstill. It's our fault that we can't break through. Why did that thing suddenly appear above the Ark in the first place? It's simple. Beekeeper used D-wave energy to summon it. We know that. You don't have to point it out. Ian. Down and sit. Now is not the time to be losing our cool. Losing my cool? Understand this. I have no idea how to say that. I'm just gonna say it in English because I know what it's supposed to sound like. And I have no idea what I'm supposed to say that in. Is that supposed to be French? I don't know. I understand that this mysterious entity has you worried. But we cannot deal with this situation using the force of brute alone. In times like this, we must try to think rationally. What? Please. Don't talk down to me, I know that. Ah. CM props down in her seat. Continuing. Sulu, Steve. Yeah, it's supposed to be French. I don't know French well. Actually, who am I kidding? I don't know French at all. I've heard my mom say a couple things in French, but that's it. And I'm like, I don't want to butcher it. To make matters worse, the mass has fired another ultra beam, causing further damage. Yep. The facilities which were being repaired from the previous attack, as well as the surface above the Ark, has sustained further damage. How much of the surface area above the Ark is left? After the two beam-related attacks, approximately 70% of the surface area remains. Has there been any other adequates other than the Ultra Beam? Negative. Besides the defense line of Raptors armed with anti-fields, there have not been any additional offensive maneuvers made on the Ark. I suppose that's a minor relief. In light of all this, the higher-ups have come to the following conclusion. This entity's target is most likely the Ark. So what do? We are calculating how many more ultra beams the surface can withstand. In the meantime, you all must attempt to find a way to defeat that thing as soon as possible, by any means necessary. As for me, I'll go meet our visitors personally. Oh. Personally? Alright, let's go. I love how we had such fun ones, and then this one's like so serious. I mean, it's Evangelion, I guess it makes sense. It's always going to be serious. I wonder if this is the same as like a past event? If I remember correctly, there was an Evangelion collaboration. I don't know if I'm thinking this correctly. We're thinking of some other event. No. I'm back. It's mean. Oh, it's so small. I didn't know it was the main tag until I was like, wait, it says main. Welcome. The leader around here. Nice to meet you. The name's Anderson. I called you here so we could talk face to face. I have some important information to share with you. And what would that be? About the current situation of the surface. A few days ago, our most elite Nikkes conducted numerous offensive operations, attempting to defeat the entity that appeared on the surface with you. However, thanks to this anti-field, all our efforts have failed. Since then, we have attempted to formulate a way to overcome this thing. But the unfortunate conclusion we have reached is that the anti-field cannot be breached with our current technology. The biggest issue we are facing is that the massive object's target appears to be the Ark. That's right. After that initial attack you witnessed, another beam was fired. It damaged the surface above the Ark. Despite our attempts to divert its attention elsewhere, the entity only generates raptures around the anti-field and sends them after us, while its attention is focused on the Ark. We don't know. Speculation is that it intends to annihilate us because of our attempts to hinder it. It attacked first, okay? So it wishes to exterminate all humans here? The biggest problem is that because of its appearance was so sudden, we haven't been able to prepare any proper countermeasurements. I thought gonna say countermeasure and then it's a countermeasurement. The moment the surface above the Ark is breached, the ultra beam will be able to vaporize the Ark in an instant. Only can the surface hold out? Based on the analysis by Nikke and MMR, we can withstand 3 more attacks. After that, the Ark will sustain a direct hit. How long is the interval between attacks? Based on the current pattern, once every 5 days. That means we have 19 days before a potential direct hit. No matter what, we must destroy the massive object before that happens. Within the next 19 days. That's a short deadline we got. He's up here just chilling. Another one up there? Oh, there's that one. Got it. Bam. Complete. I understand that the situation is serious, but why are you telling us this? I heard you refer to the entity as an angel. That tells me you have experience with something similar to what we're dealing with here. That's right. Moreover, you're the only ones who are emitting D-wave energy like it does. That has led me and the others to believe that you might be the key to defeating that thing. So please, will you help us? You're asking us to fight that thing without Eva? For the sake of the humans here. Please, I'm also asking for your help. Please! I bow to the nerve members. What do you all think? I think it'll be a tough fight without Eva. I say Eva, but it's probably Eva. Like Evangelion. I honestly don't know if they want me to say Eva or Eva. I feel like Eva makes more sense, though I don't know. Eva makes more sense, but I don't know, because sometimes when you shorten words, it will sound different than what it sounds like together. So I'm like, I feel the same. We can't stay here forever. In order to go back to our world, we have to defeat that thing. So maybe we should work together. What do you think, Ray? What do you think, Rhea? Rhea nods silently. And you, Asuka? Do you even have to ask? Not only should we take down that giant lump, we should also take down that gatekeeper which brought us here. Alright then, everyone seems to be on board. Thank you for your cooperation. Now then, what's the first step? The first step is, I guess, them going out and seeing what happens. But yeah, that's it. The way this is set up is so cool though. I like this. Reminds me of the anime. But yeah, thank you for joining for the first part of the Evangelion collaboration with Nikke. And I will see you in part 2 for the continuation. Until then.